Money is energy. It is not hard, heavy, or difficult. It is a current, moving in harmony with the laws of the universe. The moment you understand this truth, you release the chains of struggle. Your thoughts are magnets. Every idea you hold is charged with power, and every word spoken sets the law in motion. When you say, "I live in unlimited supply," you call forth unseen channels of prosperity. When you speak lack, you close the door upon your own abundance. Fear creates poverty. Faith creates riches. Lack is never real. It is only a shadow that disappears when the light of truth is spoken. Declare daily, "Money comes to me in perfect ways under grace." The universe is lavish. Divine supply cannot be exhausted. The more you open your mind to receive, the more wealth flows into your life. Do not chase money. Become the vibration of abundance, and money will follow you. Wealth is not earned by force. It is received by alignment. Let your words, your thoughts, and your heart agree with the truth. Money is energy, and energy flows to where it is welcomed. Money is not material. It is energy that flows where belief and faith direct it. The world teaches that money is hard, that it must be earned through sweat, struggle, and strain. But the truth is far greater. Money responds to consciousness. It appears and multiplies according to the thoughts you hold and the words you speak. The visible form of money is only the outer shell. Its true nature is invisible energy. Just as electricity powers a light bulb, belief and faith power the flow of money. When you believe in limitation, you unplug yourself from the current. When you believe in abundance, you are instantly reconnected to the infinite supply. Every thought is a command. Every word spoken is a decree. The law is precise. You attract not what you want with weak desire, but what you claim with unwavering certainty. Say to yourself daily, "I live in a rich universe, and all that I need flows to me under grace." When you declare this truth, you are not hoping. You are commanding energy to take form. Faith is the blueprint, words are the builders, and manifestation is the finished house. Lack is not real. It is only a shadow cast by fear. Poverty is an illusion created by man's belief in separation from supply. The universe is not poor. It is overflowing with endless resources, ideas, and opportunities. Gold, silver, crops, inventions, and even new industries appear because consciousness calls them forth. When you say, "There is no money," you blind yourself to the channels prepared for you. When you affirm, "Money comes to me in perfect ways," the channels reveal themselves and you walk into them as naturally as breathing. Money is obedient. It goes where it is directed. If you fear it, you push it away. If you resent it, you block it. If you love and respect it, you magnetize it. Never say, "I can't afford it." Such words tie your energy to limitation. Instead, declare, "What I need comes to me with ease. I am supplied at the right time, in the right way." The words you speak are seeds, and money is energy waiting to grow according to your planting. Plant fear and reap lack. Plant faith and reap abundance. Money is never the source. It is only the channel. God, the infinite, the divine supply, is the true source. When one door closes, the law opens another. Money will come through expected and unexpected avenues, but you must stay open. Do not limit the ways it can appear. Do not say, "It must come from this job or that investment." The moment you dictate the channel, you block the infinite. Instead, say, "Money comes to me in perfect ways, through channels prepared for me." Then watch as ideas, people, and opportunities align themselves to deliver what you have already claimed. The greatest mistake is chasing money as if it were separate from you. You do not chase air, you breathe it. You do not chase sunlight, you stand in it. In the same way, you do not chase money, you align with it. The energy of wealth is already around you, waiting for you to match it. To align, you must think, speak, and act as if you are already supplied. Do not wait for evidence to believe. Believe first, and the evidence will appear. The invisible always precedes the visible. Money responds to joy. When you work in fear, you close the door. When you move with joy, doors swing wide open. The vibration of gratitude draws more to be grateful for. The vibration of worry draws more to worry about. Say each morning, I give thanks for the wealth now flowing into my life. Even if you see no coin, no paper, no bank balance, give thanks as if it were already there. Gratitude multiplies supply. Complaints shrink it. Money is energy, and energy loves circulation. Hoarded money grows stagnant. Shared money multiplies. When you spend in fear, you cut the flow. When you spend in faith, you keep the current alive. Every dollar spent in joy returns multiplied. Say as you release it, I give this with love, and it returns to me increased. You will find your supply constantly replenished. The law works without fail. You cannot attract wealth with a poor mouth. You cannot call in riches with words of defeat. The law is exact. Declare abundance, and abundance appears. Declare lack, and lack surrounds you. There is no in-between. The universe responds to conviction, not hesitation. Stand firm. Even when appearances mock you, do not retreat. Appearances are temporary, truth is eternal. Speak the truth until it becomes flesh. Money is not earned by hard labor, it is received by right vibration. There are men and women who toil day and night and remain in poverty, while others receive wealth with ease. Why? Because energy follows faith. The tired worker who repeats, I'll never get ahead, is commanding lack. The man who sits in stillness and declares, money comes to me freely and endlessly, sets the law in motion. Work is not the source. Faith is the source, and work becomes one of its channels. When you understand money as energy, you stop fearing loss. You may lose a coin, a job, or a possession, but you can never lose supply. Supply is infinite, and it flows again the moment you call it. Say, all that is mine by divine right cannot be taken from me. What is for me will appear, and what is not will vanish. Such words align you with the eternal current, and no circumstance can rob you of your inheritance. Money is not material, it is energy, and energy obeys belief. What you dare to speak with faith, you will surely see. Your words and thoughts set the law in motion. Speak wealth, think wealth, expect wealth. Every idea you hold carries energy, and that energy is creative. The moment you declare prosperity with conviction, you invite unseen forces to shape circumstances, people, and opportunities in your favor. You do not wait for signs to believe. Belief itself is the sign. You do not beg for wealth. You command it into being with faith-filled words. When you say, I am abundantly supplied, you have already begun the process of manifestation. When you repeat, I never have enough, you are equally setting the law in motion, but toward lack. The law does not discriminate. It obeys the vibration you give it. Thoughts are magnets. They pull from the invisible the exact likeness of what they hold. When your mind is filled with worry, you attract situations that give you more to worry about. When your mind is filled with expectation of plenty, doors open and channels appear. No man can rise above his own words. To speak defeat is to write defeat upon the tablet of life. To speak wealth is to carve abundance into your destiny. The command is always yours, for the law listens to the voice of your belief. Words carry authority. They are not idle sounds but decrees. Every time you speak, you are sending forth a command to energy, and energy must obey. Say to yourself, I am rich in ideas, rich in health, rich in supply, and you begin to draw those very conditions into your experience. If you speak of bills, debts, and burdens, you extend the life of those shadows. Whatever you speak about grows stronger. That is why the wise refuse to give voice to lack. They choose to speak only of abundance, knowing the tongue is the rudder that steers the ship. Expectation is the key that unlocks the treasure house. To expect little is to close the doors of supply. To expect much is to fling them wide open. Never look to man or circumstance as your source, for they are only channels. The true source is infinite, and the supply is endless. When one channel dries up, another is already prepared. If you expect your wealth from one narrow avenue, you may block the greater ways waiting for you. Instead, declare, wealth comes to me through expected and unexpected channels. That keeps you open to the unlimited flow. The vibration of wealth is reached by aligning thoughts, words, and feelings. If you think prosperity but speak doubt, the vibration is broken. If you speak wealth but feel fear, the flow is hindered. All three must agree. You must think abundance, speak abundance, and feel abundance. This alignment becomes irresistible to supply, for it mirrors the truth of the universe itself. There is no lack in the divine order. The earth produces endlessly, ideas are infinite, and opportunities never run dry. Lack exists only in the mind that believes it. Never underestimate the power of repetition. A single declaration may plant the seed, but repetition waters it until it takes root. Say daily, "Money comes to me with ease and grace. Wealth belongs to me by divine right." Speak it when you rise. Speak it as you work. Speak it before you sleep. Every word reinforces the pattern. Soon the subconscious accepts it as truth. And once accepted, it must express itself in form. The outer world is only a mirror of the inner conviction. Change the inner words, and the mirror must change. Do not measure truth by appearances. Appearances are temporary shadows, but words of faith are eternal. You may see emptiness in your bank account today, but if you declare fullness with faith, the account must change. The outer world cannot resist the authority of consistent belief. Appearances test your faith, but they cannot override the law. The one who holds firm to the spoken word will see the outer world rearrange itself to match it. Say in the face of lack, "I am supplied richly and fully," and watch the appearance bow to the command. Energy follows joy. Money flows most easily through the channels of gratitude, enthusiasm, and peace. When you speak with worry, you choke the current. When you speak with joy, you multiply the flow. That is why it is wise to bless every dollar, every gift, every opportunity, saying, "This multiplies and returns to me." Gratitude is the accelerator of wealth. When you give thanks in advance, the supply hastens its arrival. The one who gives thanks for what he cannot yet see has already claimed it, and the law must bring it forth. Release all resentment toward money. Resentment blocks the flow. To envy another's riches is to affirm you do not have your own. To resent the wealthy is to cut yourself off from wealth. Instead, bless the prosperity of others, saying, "What is theirs proves what is mine is also possible." Celebrate wealth wherever you see it, for celebration aligns you with the same energy. Every blessing spoken over another's riches multiplies the seed of your own. Circulation is the law of increase. Money kept in fear grows stagnant. Money given in faith returns multiplied. Speak over every act of giving, "This comes back to me tenfold," then release it gladly. The miser believes he protects his wealth by hoarding, but in truth, he strangles the flow. The giver understands that money is like breath, it must go out to return. Each act of circulation proves trust in supply, and trust is always rewarded with increase. Do not beg for wealth, do not chase it, do not doubt it, command it. Align your thoughts, words, and expectations with it. Speak wealth, think wealth, expect wealth, and wealth cannot refuse you, for the law always obeys the voice of belief. Lack is only a shadow created by fear. Abundance is the natural order of life. The universe was not designed with shortage. The earth overflows with supply. The oceans do not run dry. The stars are without number. The air cannot be exhausted, and the same principle applies to wealth. Poverty is not truth. It is a false image created by belief in separation from divine supply. The one who believes in lack calls it into form. The one who believes in abundance walks freely in it. Fear is the root of every limitation. Fear whispers that there is not enough, that supply is scarce, that opportunities are limited. Faith declares the opposite, that all good is prepared, that channels are endless, and that what is yours cannot be withheld from you. The law responds to the vibration you hold. A mind filled with fear creates shadows, and those shadows appear as empty bank accounts, closed doors, and missed chances. A mind filled with faith creates substance, and that substance appears as opportunities, unexpected income, divine connections, and open doors. You do not battle lack by working harder or worrying more. You dissolve lack by erasing fear. Speak words of truth and fear vanishes. Say aloud, "There is endless supply and I live in it now." The moment you declare it, you shift from shadow to substance. Abundance is natural. It is not something you earn through strain. It is something you allow by alignment. The flowers do not struggle to bloom. The rivers do not strive to flow. The sun does not wrestle to shine. All happens by divine order. So it is with wealth. When you align your words and thoughts with truth, prosperity comes without struggle. When you resist with fear and doubt, you block the flow. Life is a current. Money is part of that current. To stand in fear is to resist the stream. To stand in faith is to let the current carry you effortlessly. Every word you speak is a command. Say, I never have enough, and the law makes it so. Say, I am richly supplied, and supply appears. Words are not idle sounds, they are forces shaping matter. The wise guard their tongues, refusing to speak of debt, shortage, or hardship. Instead, they speak only of abundance, knowing that the spoken word plants the seed of reality. If you want wealth, you must speak wealth. If you want prosperity, you must affirm prosperity. The shadow of lack cannot survive in the light of strong declarations. Gratitude multiplies supply. The one who gives thanks for the little sees it grow into much. The one who complains of the little sees it shrink into nothing. Energy follows attention, and what you bless increases. Bless the coins in your hand, and they will multiply. Bless the opportunities before you, and more will appear. Bless the wealth of others, and the vibration of their riches will draw the same into your life. Resentment blocks abundance, but joy attracts it. Say, I am thankful for the supply already in my life, and I expect more. Gratitude is not a courtesy, it is a magnet. Fear disguises itself as caution, doubt, or logic, but beneath it all is the same belief that there is not enough. That belief is false. The truth is that supply is endless. The channels may change, but the source is eternal. A job may be lost, a business may close, but the flow of life never stops. To cling to one channel as your source is to live in fear. To trust the source behind all channels is to live in freedom. Declare, God is my supply, and new channels are always opening. Fear dissolves and new avenues appear in their place. Circulation is the law of increase. Money must flow. To hoard it in fear is to stop the current. To circulate it in faith is to keep the river alive. Every time you release money with joy, you prove your trust in supply, and supply rewards you with increase. Every act of giving is a seed, and every seed returns multiplied. Say as you spend, this money returns to me multiplied under grace. The fear of loss is replaced by the joy of circulation, and lack cannot survive in such an atmosphere. The law does not fail. It is exact, it is impersonal, it is unchanging. Whatever you impress upon it returns in kind. If you hold in your mind the image of shortage, shortage will appear. If you hold in your mind the image of plenty, plenty will appear. The outer world is only the mirror of the inner. To change the mirror, change the thought. To change the reflection, change the word. Lack is not conquered by force, it is dissolved by truth. Truth always declares abundance. Truth always reveals supply. Truth always removes fear. Stand firm in your declarations. Appearances may contradict you, but appearances are temporary. They shift as quickly as shadows on the wall. Hold to the truth, and the shadows must give way. Say daily, abundance is the natural order of my life. I am fearless, I am supplied, I am free. Every repetition drives the truth deeper. Every repetition weakens the shadow, until lack disappears and only abundance remains. When you align with divine supply, money comes easily, effortlessly, and in perfect ways. You do not struggle, you do not chase, you do not beg, for the source is endless and the current flows without obstruction. Strain and struggle are born of the belief that supply is separate, limited, or dependent upon man. But divine supply is infinite, invisible, and inexhaustible. When you align with it through thought, word, and expectation, every channel of abundance opens in your favor. The universe knows no limitation, only expansion. You are not meant to live in lack, you are meant to live in overflow. Alignment begins with your words. Words are commands, decrees, and laws set in motion. When you speak with doubt, you block the current. When you speak with faith, you release it. Say, money comes to me in perfect ways, and the law immediately begins to arrange circumstances to fulfill your decree. The outer world may take time to rearrange itself, but the inner word has already secured the result. The one who speaks wealth with authority lives in wealth. The one who speaks lack with conviction lives in lack. Every word is a seed, and the harvest is always after its kind. Your thoughts create the vibration of your life. Think scarcity, and you feel tension, heaviness, and fear. Think abundance, and you feel ease, confidence, and joy. Money follows joy, never fear. Wealth is attracted to faith, never worry. The mind that constantly repeats, "I never have enough," is magnetizing shortage. The mind that declares, "I live in unlimited supply," is magnetizing prosperity. The law has no choice but to return what you impress upon it. Divine supply cannot be hoarded or exhausted. It is like the air you breathe, limitless, always available, always present. No one can take your share, and you cannot take another's. What belongs to you by divine right will appear in the right way and at the right time. You do not need to force it, you only need to align with it. Say, "What is mine comes to me with ease," and trust that the law is working. Doubt delays, fear obstructs, but faith clears the path. Circulation keeps the current alive. To cling to money in fear is to choke the flow. To release it in faith is to multiply it. Every act of giving is proof of trust, and trust is always rewarded. Say as you give, "This money returns to me multiplied under grace." Do not see money as leaving you, see it as circulating back to you in greater measure. The one who spends in fear invites loss. The one who spends in joy invites increase. Divine alignment requires gratitude. Gratitude affirms that you already have, and what you affirm grows. The one who thanks for the little sees it turn into much. The one who complains about the little sees it vanish. Gratitude is magnetic. Say, "I give thanks for the wealth that is mine now, even if appearances show otherwise." Appearances are fleeting, but gratitude anchors you in truth. The more you give thanks, the more channels of supply open. Resentment toward money or toward the wealthy blocks the flow. You cannot attract what you criticize. If you envy others, you affirm separation. If you bless others, you align yourself with the same current. Say, "I rejoice in the prosperity I see, for it proves that supply is endless and it flows to me as well." Every blessing spoken toward another multiplies your own harvest. Every criticism shuts the door upon your own increase. Keep your heart light, free of bitterness, and wealth flows with ease. Faith is the highest alignment. Faith does not bow to appearances. Faith does not waver when evidence is lacking. Faith declares truth in the face of contradiction. Appearances may show bills, debt, or emptiness, but faith says, "Divine supply meets every need. I am abundantly provided for." When you hold firm to this word, the outer world must eventually reflect it. Appearances are shadows, faith is substance. Faith is the bridge from the unseen to the seen. Opportunities are born of alignment. When you are in tune with divine supply, ideas come easily, people appear at the right moment, doors swing open that once seemed closed. Nothing is forced, nothing is strained, all unfolds in perfect ways. Wealth may arrive through your work, through gifts, through sudden opportunities, through unexpected channels, but it is always the same source. Do not limit how it comes. Say, "Wealth comes to me through expected and unexpected avenues," and stay open to the flow. The law cannot be restricted by your narrow view. You are always creating with your vibration. If you vibrate fear, you repel supply. If you vibrate faith, you magnetize it. Vibration is set by thought, sealed by word, and strengthened by feeling. Train your inner world to reflect truth, and the outer world cannot resist it. The universe is precise. It always mirrors the inner conviction. Think wealth, speak wealth, expect wealth, and wealth must take form. When you align with divine supply, money comes easily, effortlessly, and in perfect ways, because that is the law of life, and the law never fails. Therefore, let your words speak only abundance, let your thoughts dwell only on plenty, and let your faith rest in divine supply. Do not be moved by appearances, for appearances fade, but truth endures. What you boldly declare with conviction must appear, for the law is exact and unfailing. Stand firm in the knowledge that lack is an illusion, fear is a shadow, and wealth is your birthright. Money is energy, and energy always obeys belief. Align with the current of supply, bless it, expect it, and it will flow to you in perfect ways, at the perfect time, without struggle and without end.